I would have to attribute the beginning of my interest in aviation to Dad being an airline employee for United Airlines, and us being around airplanes a lot during our youth, and riding on those airplanes and looking out the window at the propellers turning on the wing and the flaps going down and the spoilers coming up, and Dad teaching me what those different surfaces were. And while we were waiting for an airplane to come or go, looking out at them and being fascinated by their shape and their efficiency and the elegance of them. Also, you actually have the encyclopedia that was key to my interest. The A book, the number 2 A book, has all the good stuff in it. Aerodynamics, aircraft engines, airplanes, all kinds of aircraft manufacturers. And if you look at that book today, you'll see the dirt from my fingers are still on the edge of the pages there. I used to go out in the front yard and throw paper airplanes back and forth across the front yard because it fascinated me to see them fly. Same as birds, seagulls. The Wright brothers were heroes of mine. I had a friend in high school who decided he was going to get his pilot's license and took me up. And that was inspirational to me, to think that a kid could get his pilot's license. When I went to college, one of the professors in the mechanical engineering department was a guy named Jim Polvey. He flew P-51s in World War II, and he was an instructor at the United States Air Force Test Pilot School when it first opened up in the early 50s. I used to stand outside of his graduate level courses as an underclassman and listen to the war stories that he would tell about flying that airplane. And about, the classes were on turbo machinery, so it was jet engines, and also stability and control, and I just used to stand with my ear against his door and listen to that stuff because it was fascinating to me. And Mom and Dad had these books from Time Life. They were science books. One was on light, one was on matter, one was on time, and they got one on flight. And I looked at that flight one until the pages fell out. We still have it now, and I keep the pages tucked into the cover, but they're no longer attached to the binding. Anyway, I told Brother Polvey that, came up to him one day, and I was 18 years old, and I said, someday I'm going to be a famous test pilot just like you. And he looked at me and got this big smile on his face, and he said, they'll probably ask you to cut your hair.